How's it going? Come on in. Hello, hello. Um, I'm just so excited to be back crafting with all of you again. Hey, hey, hey. Hi, hi, hi. I'll give everyone a second to get comfy. We're still a couple minutes early. So I know we'll still have some people filtering in. Oh, I see. There's Antoinette. Hello. Hi. Oh, I see a couple cameras coming on. We're going to get to see your smiling faces. If you're comfortable, hi. Hi, Jen. Thanks for turning your camera on. If you guys are comfortable, turn your cameras on. Let's craft together and have some fun. As always, we're going to keep... Oh, hi, Naomi. Hello. You can say hi in the chat box. We're going to keep everyone muted just because we've got a lot of people in class and we want to cut down on any background noise. Oh, there we go. I'm spotlighted. We want to cut down on any background noise. So if you have any questions, type them in the chat box, chat away, socialize, say hi to each other. And we will get crafting. If you guys, I see a bunch of familiar names. Hello, hi. Oh, you had trouble getting in, Antoinette. Weird. I hope everything's okay now. We seem to have people still filtering in. There. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hello. Oh, no visual because Jenny hasn't gotten dressed yet, so she's not turning her camera on. But if you guys want to smile along and craft along, feel free to turn your cameras on. I love to see everyone. We can share our work and everything, but do what you want. Now, if you missed last time and you want to watch the replay, don't forget, we've uploaded our Made by Elves virtual class from last Thursday's class. That replay is up on YouTube for those of you that want to catch the replay, missed it, or just want to watch it again and craft along again. That's there for you, and highly recommend subscribing to our YouTube channel. I have Corey in the producer's booth, so I'm hoping he's listening, and I'll just pop a link to our YouTube channel in there so you guys can subscribe to it so that you get a notification. You can turn on the little bell alert so that you get a notification whenever we post a new video. We've got lots of fun stuff over on our YouTube channel, not just recordings of of our live sessions. So feel free to check them out there too. Oh, there's the link to our YouTube for the Made by Elves. So you can subscribe to our channel from there too, I'm sure. I'm so excited to be able to dive into the cards that we're making today. I am so in love with these Studio Light stamps by Lorenz van Gurp. Absolute works of art. So gorgeous. I love them. I love them. So we're going to take a look at all of those. Here we go. Ooh. Really fun, really cool silhouette, but like works of art cards. There's our little shaker card we're going to kick off and make first. Oh, and then of course, if you guys aren't already RSVP'd to our Facebook events for the following classes, next Thursday, we're doing our little Nellie's Choice Slimline Little Forest Friends Slimline card. And thanks, Martha. And our Lavinia, we're going to play with the new embossing sprinkles from Creative Expressions. They just came in last week. I was really hoping we'd get them in time so I can show them to you in class. Hopefully you have a chance to order them too. There is still time to get your orders in to have them for class next week if you wanted. But I'm really excited for next week too. And then of course, the last Thursday in November 25th, We've got these two cards. We're going to be playing with tag punches and using tags on cards and just making some holiday fun cards. Cuties. Love this little snowman and a bunch of different kind of mixed media stuff on this card as well. So that's what we've got in store coming down the pipe for November. Hello. Oh, hi, Ashley. Glad you made it. Oh, we've still got people piling in. My goodness, I'm glad we've got a full class. Awesome. Hello. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Terry Lynn. Thanks for joining. Okay, so enough of my face. Let me flip us over so we can start crafting. Okay, so we are taking a look at these stamps, the Studio Light Christmas Essentials stamps. So we actually, if you haven't already scooped yours to craft along in class, we actually have them in a bundle for you guys. I was on TV to do these. I'm shocked. It was nerve-wracking, but Ecstasy Crafts was on the Home Shopping Network, and I did a little presentation with these stamps. So we've shared the bundle for all of you, so you can grab them right from Ecstasy Crafts, because the Home Shopping Network doesn't ship to Canada. So you guys, we're giving you the same dealio. So you can grab the bundle if you want. Just FYI stuff. But today we're going to be using the star for this fun card. And we better let Brenda in. Here she comes. Okay. We got this card and our shaker card. So I think we'll kick off making our shaker card first with our ornament stamp. So why don't we just get into it? I think everyone who's going to arrive has arrived. I hope. I've got my tea. I got a little chai tea going today. It's cold out here. All right. So we are going to start with our card base. We're going to do a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base, but we're doing it a little different. I'm going to do it a little different. You don't have to, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it a little different than our classic, the one that opens like a book. So I've got my trimmer. So I'm going to cut my cardstock to, I hope it's already 11 inches. And then I'm going to trim it to 4 1/4, going kind of vertically. Perfect. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for joining in. Hello. I hope you're ready to craft. Okay, so we got 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. There we go, mixing it up a little bit. Perfect. Alrighty. Now, oh yeah, I guess I didn't verbally say it. I saw Corey post the link in the chat box, but for anybody that wants to shop the full collection, you can find the full collection of everything that we're using today. You can find it on our website under the inspiration tab. Corey did post the link there, but under the inspiration tab, you'll see virtual classes, and then you can shop what we use in all of the virtual classes in November if you want. Okay, so we've got a card base at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I'm going to take a sheet of black cardstock and I'm going to trim it to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So just trim it up. So just a 1/4 inch smaller than our card base. So we get that nice white border, that nice white mat around our card. Already looking fancy. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that on with some double-sided tape. Who's crafting along with us and who's watching? Who's crafting and who's watching? Or who's working on their own project? Maybe you just want someone to hang out and craft with. I loved seeing the pictures that were shared from our last class, from all of your cards. Saw a bunch of them in our Facebook group, Crafting with Ecstasy. Oh, the black, I trimmed it to 4 1/4 by 5 nope, I lied, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches is the black cardstock. Watching, Ashley's watching along. Oh, boo! She's been too busy, too busy to get out to the store. Well, that's all right. You can watch along. Get inspired. Okay, so we're just mounting it. Brenda's got her stamps. Oof, she's got the stamps. I am in love with these stamps. They're so pretty. Got her stamps, but she's too busy, so she's gonna just listen along while she's working. Love it, love it. Great. I'm glad you guys learned new tricks. Okay, so we got our card base at 5 1/4. No, oh my goodness, my numbers. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then we mounted our black cardstock, trimmed down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So I always, typically, if I'm going to do a little border, I just cut it a 1/4 inch smaller, and then it gives us that little nice crisp edge. Okay. So now we're going to take a little piece of mirror cardstock. I've got my, hello. I've got my, I don't want you to see my double chin. It's an awful angle. Okay, so we're going to trim our gold Miri. This is our Hunky Dory Miri cardstock, or just a scrap from whatever. Gold. So we're going to trim it to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So we're just going down 1/8 of an inch from our black cardstock, just a little bit. So 3 7/8. By 5 1/8. Jen just got her COVID booster. Nice. Taking notes while she watches. Okay, so that just gives us that skinny little black border, right? So we're layering up nice here, building our base. Mounting that on. Better do a little piece down the side. Okay. I feel like I could go for music, just some nice relaxing music. Maybe you guys have got it going on at home. Or maybe I'm just not as talkative today. I just need something to fill the silence. Do you guys listen to music while you craft? I usually have my headphones in. Sometimes I listen to a podcast. Sometimes I listen to music too. Just nice, relaxing music. Okay, so we're just mounting our gold on there with that little black border. There we go. A little bling. Karen's always got music on. Yeah. Okay. Now it's coming along. Now we're going to trim up some white card stock. Oh, normally listens to Pandora 80s station, rocking out to the 80s. Love it. Okay. So we're going to cut 2 pieces of white cardstock. So we're going to cut them to 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So 4 7/8, 3 5/8. A lot of 8s in this card. Oh, Ashley. I love that. She's listening to a string quartet. They're the ones that do the music for Bridgerton. I loved watching Bridgerton. Loved that show. Okay, so we're going to mount that white on there, but first we better cut our second one. So our white cardstock is being cut to 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. 4 7/8. Yep, Brenda, you got it. You got it. 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So we've got 2. And you know what? While we're at it, let's trim a piece of acetate. If you're doing the shaker card version, let's trim it to that same size as well. 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And there we go. So we've got our little shaker there. So these should all be the same size. Now, I think we're done cutting for that card. What we're going to do is grab our stamping platform. For these stamps, I cannot recommend a stamping platform enough because they have such a like the night sky is so thick, you want full coverage, and you know we don't always get full coverage right off the bat on our first stamp, so we have to use our stamping platform, or I recommend using your stamping platform so that you can get it over and over again in the same spot. And we want to make sure both of our cards are stamped in the same spot. So we're going to mount our stamp on, slap our magnets down on there. This is the Nellie's Choice Stamping Buddy Pro, but anyone will do. Any stamping platform will do. Keep our card there in the corner so you guys can keep an eye on it. Don't let me lose it in the mess. Okay. So we're just going to line her up. And I'm going to use my VersaFine pigment ink for this because I want, it's the best ink I've found for doing fine details like this. We want like the artistry on this stamp is just wild. The line work in there is just, you want it nice and crisp. Any ink that's going to like squidge out when you stamp it is no good for this. So I'm using my VersaFine pigment ink. I need They sell those at Michael's. How dare you be going to Michael's for your stamping platforms? We have a bunch of different stamping platforms at Ecstasy, and I'm sure Corey's going to be posting the link in the chat for you so you can check them out. We've got lots of them. The Nellie's Choice one is my fave, but we've got a couple different styles. Okay, so we're lined up, ready to go with our stamp on our cards. I'm sure they do sell them elsewhere also. Sorry, I got a little defensive there. I guess I'm biased. Okay, so we ink it up. And when I ink things for a nice like full coverage, I go one way and then I go across the other way just to make sure we've got it all. But again, because we're using our stamping platform, hopefully you are able to. Pretty good coverage, pretty good. But I would like to darken that night sky up a little bit. We got it pretty good. But if you dare, I want to darken it up a bit. So I'm going to apply my ink again. All over. And, oh, there we go. Look, bang on. Just beautiful. Okay, so we can pull this guy out. And we're going to do the exact same with our second little white card stock there, the 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Because we're going to layer them on top of one another and we want to make sure they line up exactly. So that's where the stamping platform comes in handy. Isn't it just so nice? The detail, Brenda, you're right. I love these stamps. It's honestly feels like you're reprinting art. I mean, it is artwork designed by Lorenz van Gurp. And he's traveled all over the world studying like different landscapes and stuff. You can check out actually his website, Lorenz van Gurp. I don't know. I assume .com. I'm not sure. Maybe Corey will post it. If you want to check out like all of his artwork is just beautiful. Okay, so I feel lucky that we get to just do whatever we want with his designs. Okay, I'm going to clean that stamp up while I have it here just with my little baby wipe. There we go. Now, set it aside to dry for a quick sec. Oop, better pull my stamp off. There. Okay, how's everybody doing? If you're crafting along with us, hope you're keeping up okay. All right, so now I'm going to take a circle die. I've got my Nellie's multi-frame dies. And I'm hoping I have the right size one. Yes. Perfect. All right, so just find a circle die that fits around your ornament. And that is all as best you can. As best you can. And oh, of course, I don't have my little masking tape. Oh, well. If you have your masking tape, put it on there so that you hold your die in place. I don't. I left it in the classroom, not the studio. I got to get a set of 2 of everything. Just going back and forth just doesn't work for me. I always forget something. Okay, no big deal. Line it up, and I'm going to run it through my Go Power and Emboss machine. Maybe. Should have had my masking tape. Here. Hopefully you're making it better than I am. It should be simple. Okay. So we're just die cutting the ornament out of one of them. So it cuts out the full thing. And that's going to be the top of our shaker card. So now we can just add the fun little bits and pieces of color. I'm going to use my pencil crayons to do it. And tip, if you're like, I mean, again, you can color along with me. But the back of the packaging has a really nice colored in image of the stamp. So you can copy that too, if you want. If you want. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my pencil crayons and I'm really only going to use a couple colors. So why don't we start with, we'll color the top of our little ornament there. I'm going to grab kind of like a goldy yellow, and I'm going to grab a blue, a nice blue, probably that blue, no, this blue, nice light blue. We could do a little darker for some shading too if we wanted, darker blue. And where's my brown? Hello, brown pencil crayon. There we go. And a brown. Okay, so we're just going to color this in an itty bitty bit. I'm going to leave kind of the center of it blank, as if there's like a shine on there, like a glare from the light. Just add a bit in here and there. Going darker at the base of the hook and going up lighter. There we go. Just adding that gold in. I guess I'm gonna go around and leave the like dots white also, but do whatever you want. There we go. Got some dimension going already. Okay, now we don't have to color the top of our ornament bit on the back because it's going to be covered. I will color though any bits that poke out from underneath. I'll just add some gold here. And while we're in the sky, let's add our gold yellowy color to any of the stars. Just the like, maybe just some of the bigger ones, and the moon, we'll color that in too. Just add a little touch of color to the sky. I'm gonna color the base of my moon and then go up and fade it out to the tip. You can see that. So yeah, your so right. These are perfect for mass production because it just is easy. It's one stamp and it looks like you've spent hours drawing this. You could take credit for it. I wouldn't tell anybody. And just a little splash of color just brings it to life. My die, left edge of die on card. Should I cut it off? Antoinette, can you clarify? My die, the left edge on my die on my card. Should I cut it off? I don't know. I don't know. What? I'm not sure. I don't know what you're saying. If you can clarify, I'd be happy to help. My die, left edge of the die on card. Should I cut it off? My die, left, and oh, your die left an edge on your card? I don't know. This is what mine looks like. Does that help? Just the circle in the middle. If your die didn't like fully cut out your circle, then yes, you could cut it off. But remember, any shape that you have up on the front is going to be like what's on the front of your card. I don't know. I hope that helps. Let me know if I'm just totally misunderstanding what you're asking. Okay, now we're going to add some color to our mountains. We can kind of see the dots there that he's already put some shading in. So I'm just going to follow along kind of with that idea with my blue so that like the tip of the mountains where the light hits is kind of going to remain white. But we're kind of just going to shade with that light blue color. And again, you can follow along with your packaging if you want. Your die didn't completely cut to the edge. Weird. Yeah, you can just trim it off or try recutting it with the die. But mine, it should just be a circle. Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining. Should just be the shape of your ornament. Because we're just going to like peek through it to see the background. Okay, so we're shading in our mountains. Oh, your circle's smaller than the stamp. Bummer. Yeah, you can. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to have a die. You can freehand cut it out if you wanted to. But it's no big deal. If you have a little border of the stamp, who cares? Right? That could be kind of cool too. Do what looks good and work with what you've got. Okay, adding some blue in. And then we're going to add a little bit through our trees with the blue. And we could be deepening the shadows with the darker blue if we wanted. Just add in a little, actually, I really like that. That's pretty. We might do that. See how I just deepened that kind of crevice with the deeper blue pencil crayon? Nice. Get those shadows in. And as you're going along, make sure you're like, oh yeah, right, that's a tree, not a mountaintop. Because until you get the color laid in there, really, it's the scene can be kind of blurry. Okay, we'll just add in little shadows to the snow in our trees. just here and there. And there is a little tree kind of on the corner of the house there that I'll color in. Put some blue, touches of blue. And then these front trees we'll do up. Little specks of blue. Not coloring the full things in, just giving them the hints of color. Okay, now we can do the rest of our shadows in the foreground of the snow here and kind of along the bank of the water. Any little shadows. And the shadow of the house too, don't forget that. We can add a little around the edge of the house. Oh, and I want to add, I'm going to go back to my gold for a second and just add some light as if it's spilling out onto the roof, onto the snow. Oh, hey, June, thanks for joining. No worries if you're late. We're all just crafting along. Okay. So just add it as if it was spilling out of those windows. We can add a little bit of light in through the windows. Same with down below if we want. It's like the cabin's nice and warm and lit up. And then I'm going to go back to my blue. Add a little crevice in there in the corner of the roof. Just coloring it in however you like. And then let's not forget, we want to color in the reflection of our scene on the water. And with these stamps, I like to cover the edges, like the edge of the circle here, kind of how it's broken there. I like to make sure I fill that with color. So just continue on with the edge of the circle. And just add just a light shade just to fill that circle in. Just continuity, I think, is important. And then we can shade it out. I'm going with the same, doing strokes the same direction as Lorenz's line work. So just like ripples across the water, just like dashes across with my pencil crayon. Yeah, don't worry, June. The replay, I'll post it on YouTube as soon as I can. Our internet isn't great. So it usually takes a couple days. So we have to do it at home, not in the studio. Okay. So just continuing to add that blue in. I will go in and darken some up with the darker blue. And let's do the shadow under the bridge there. Oh, and then let's add a little reflection of our moon on the water. I love that touch. So again, just the little dashes to give a faint idea of a moon on the water. Just look at it coming to life. We're not even adding that much color, and it's just popping. I'm going to take that blue and again, just complete the circle along the bottom there. To really fill it in. Okay. I think that's good for blue. Okay. Now I'm just going to go with my brown, color in that cabin quickly. A little chimney. Nice. There we go. Coming together. And we'll do the stonework on our bridge in the brown. On the other side. And we can add a little bit of brown to the shoreline if we want. I see some rocks there. Good, if we want it. Is this a stump up front? We can add some there. There. I think it's looking pretty good. There we go. Nothing to it. Like the artistry is done for us with this stamp. Okay. Now what do we want to do? We will attach our acetate to our front cut piece. I'm just going to attach it with some double-sided tape. Make sure you have, or glue will work too. But if you're using tape, make sure it's skinny enough to fit down the side there, so you don't have anything poking out. There. It's coming together. Okay. Now, get it ready to mount onto our acetate. Again, acetate and card are the same, and the white card's the same size. I guess if you wanted to be more conservative with your acetate, you could cut it to just fit right over top of, just right over top of the circle if you wanted. Okay. Here we go. Lovely. Now we'll attach our stamped image to our card base, or full stamped image to our card base. Just with tape or glue or however you want to do it. Come on. There. And make sure you have your card base the right way, so you don't get your ornament upside down. Done that before. How frustrating. Okay. And center it up as best you can. Here we go. Like just that alone is a beautiful card. Could even like the built-in sentiment from this set across there. It's all you need, but we're making it a little bit fancier. So we're going to turn it into a shaker card. So what we're going to do is take some foam strips and just block that circle in. So if you have foam tape or strips that can curve nicely, you can do so if you want. But it's pretty close to the edge, so you can just do a straight line. I find sometimes it holds your sequins in better if you just do a straight line around your shaker opening. And I mean, we want to pop the whole face of the card up anyways, so we might as well just add foam to the whole thing. Just make sure we got to fully seal in that circle. You don't want to leave any gaps. So I tend to go for straight lines because I can make sure, but if you wanted to continue to just wrap your tape around and fully seal it in that circle, you can. But I typically do the straight lines. So make sure you go right to the edge. We don't want to leave any gaps for our sequins to slip out of. Right? And then we want to make sure we've got foam to pop up and support the top of our card too. But we don't have to worry about sealing the top because our sequins should be sealed all in there. Okay. Now, I find it easiest to add my sequins just in a little pile onto the surface. So I'm going to use, we could use any of them, but I'm going to use the gold star sequins from the Diamond Sparkles glitter assortment from Hunky Dory, the Christmas pack. There's so many pretty ones to choose from. Oh, I love the holographic stars. Those are pretty. Oh, the little glass jars are just so cute. Oh my goodness. Now, how am I ever going to get them back in? Kaylee, come on. There. So we're going to use the gold. So I just put a little pile, and I like to kind of have enough so that it leaves, you can still see it. Even if it's standing up, you can still see the glitter. So you want enough so that it doesn't all hide in the corners and below your acetate window. Just enough, but then you don't want too much so that just sitting still, it hides your whole image too. So it's a balancing act. Okay. Now's the tricky part. I know the little jars are so cute. Like any little jar is so cute. Okay, I'm just peeling off the backing of my foam tape. Come on. Now we're going to do our best to line it up and trap those little sequins inside. Bam. Gotcha. Okay. Make sure it's all smooshed down. There we go. How cute. A little ornament shaker card. I love the shaker cards because there's like a heft to them, you know, they're nice and thick. I love it. And they're all sealed in there. No one's shaking anything out of the side. There, ready to go. I love it. There, I hope you enjoy your shaker card if you're crafting along, or hopefully it inspires you to make a little ornament shaker card of your own. Okay, I'm gonna tidy up a bit. We can take a little break, take a bathroom break if you want in between, or catch up, or whatever you want to do. I'll tidy a bit before we make our next card. We're back from break and ready to make card number 2. Our little star card. Again, like there's hardly anything to this card, but it's just so pretty with those stamps. Okay, so let's get our star stamp and our card base. We're going to make a 5-inch by 7-inch card. So I'm going to just trim my white cardstock, trim it up to 7 inches by 10 inches, and we'll score it in half. Here we go. So we've got 7 inches by 10 inches, scoring it at 5 inches. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to grab some craft paper, and we're going to trim the craft paper to 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches. So we're going to have that 1/2 inch smaller to give us a nice matte mounting, whatever. So 4.5 by 6.5. Now that on, glue, tape, whatever you want. I really like the craft paper with these with these stamps. I think it just adds to the kind of rustic scene, you know? Oops. There. Craft paper was trimmed to 4.5 by 6.5 inches. And then we're going to mount that. Beautiful. Starting to build it up. Now we'll take our black cardstock. I think this is a big enough scrap. Yep. And we will trim it to put, oops. Okay, hang on. We want to repeat our measurements. We've got the white, our card base is a 5 by 7 card base. So we started with a piece of cardstock that was 10 inches by 7 inches, and we scored it at 5 inches to give us our 5 by 7 card base. Then we've got our brown craft paper at 6.5 inches by 4.5 inches. And we're going to trim our black cardstock. We're going to trim it to 4.25 by 6.25. So we're just getting incrementally smaller. What did I say? 4.25 by 6.25. Four and a quarter by 6.25. Beautiful. And I like to vary the sizes. Like I don't go down by 1/4 inch all of the way because it just looks kind of like repetitive and stuff. I feel like it looks a little bit more artistic and like you're mounting like a piece of art, right? If you go like the wider mat on the edge and then get smaller and skinnier as you go in. Same with this one. Okay, oh, there's my tape. So we're mounting our black cardstock that we cut to 4.25 by 6.25. Okay, mount that on. Beautiful. Now we're going to cut a piece of white cardstock to 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. So that's going to give us that skinny mini, just fine black border. So 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. for our white cardstock. 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. Perfect. Get all that. That's the last of the cutting that we'll do. Get that tidied up a bit. Cut her away. And we're going to take out our stamping platform. And put our white cardstock in there. Our 4 1/8 by 6 1/8 cardstock. Secure that in with our magnets. Get our VersaFine ink. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna pay really close attention to see if I'm doing anything special. I don't think I am. Okay. And place our star in there. Make sure our church is lined straight up and down. There we go. And we might as well mount our sentiment on there too. I'm going to use, you can use anything you want, of course. The Twinkle Twinkle Little Star one would fit perfectly too. I might do that one. You know what? I did on the original card, I used the May the Miracle of Christmas fill your heart with joy. But I'm just going to use the other sentiment that comes with this pack for this one. Might as well mix it up. What do I need 2 of the exact same card for? Cute, still fits perfectly in there. Nice, nice. Okay. Now, if you are having trouble stamping, maybe just focus on, you know, stamp just your star first. And then you can go back to your sentiment just so that you know, you're not squidging too much when you're trying to get your stamp down over here. I find sometimes with some of the stamping platforms, the closer you get to the hinge, the more it can kind of like squidge it in as you stamp down, which with this, you know, with the really fine detail, you're definitely going to notice any kind of squidging. The technical term, right? Okay, so I'm going to apply my ink. I don't want to do it too thick and glob it on there. That's another tip. Just on enough. Oh, it looks like I missed a spot. There we go. And even pressure. I like to push with the side of my hand. See, I did miss a little spot there, but I can see the ink is still on my stamp. So I'm just going to push it back down again. And filled it in. Okay, but I do want it darker. So I'm going to reapply my ink. Making sure I get good coverage on that sky and all of that line work. And back down again. There we go. Perfect. I hope you guys are stamping okay. Oh, April, I'm glad to hear. Stamped perfectly. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So we stamped our star. Now I'm going to pop that sentiment in there. Just on the bottom, because we're going to leave up to, well, you can do whatever you want, but I'm leaving room up top for to tie my little bow. Ashley's making fun of me for my bow tie. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I will have to freehand a bow on live. Live again. Great. Great. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Gotta respond to somebody. Okay, stamp our sentiment. Where did I put my ink? There we go. Again, with my VersaFine, my go-to for those fine details. And honestly, anytime I stamp a sentiment, I go with my VersaFine, unless I am coloring with alcohol markers whatsoever. Then we go with the Memento. Okay. There. Da, 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 da. And we're just going to color it in, just like the other one. Just add splashes of color here and there. Little shading. Again, we can follow the coloring in the image on the back of the stamp if we want. And where did I put all my pencil crayons away? I cleaned up too well. Okay, here we go. Get our brown, our blue, couple blues, oh, and our kind of goldy yellow for the celestial bodies, the star, the moon. I think that's it on this one. Maybe we'll add a touch of the golden to the windows of the church too. So let's start with that. We'll start with our sky. And just shade that moon in again, leaving it lighter up top. Okay, get that, looks North Star type of one up top. And here and there on the rest. There we go. And yeah, let's add a little bit of yellow into the lines. There's not a lot of openings, but around the church windows, the steeple and stuff, but you can get a little bit in there. Cool. Okay, now let's go with the brown on this, because I find until you start to get things colored in, the branches mix in with the mountains a lot. So I like to get that sorted out first on these ones. So I'm just going to start with, you can start with the trunk and kind of work your way up and look out for where those branches kind of branch off and follow them all the way to the tip, just coloring in with your brown. All the way to the top. See what I'm talking about? They kind of branch out on weird angles here. And if you miss a branch or find find a line on the mountain that you thought was a branch, it's just going to look like a branch. It's not the end of the world. It's going to look like a branch no matter what. Okay, again, I guess start from your trunk. which is down here on this other tree in the foreground. And go all the way to the top. And find those branches. And I'm going to get, while we're coloring, I'm going to get Corey to draw a name from everyone watching live. And hopefully he will private message it to me. And then we can announce it. Announce our winner of our $10 gift card. All those branches coming way out here. Oh, missed one. Did you get them all? Perfect. Okay. Corey just told me the winner he drew. I already know, and I'm not telling you guys yet. Okay. Should I announce it? Just in case anybody has to leave early. What time are we at? We're 10 to 3. We're 10 to 3. We'll give it, we'll announce it at 3 o'clock. Okay. Oh, and our church and our bridge has to be brown too. I got all distracted by the giveaway. Yeah, $10 is nice, right? You can grab a little something. Although every time I'm on the website, I always find more than a little something. So it'd be nice to just have, you know, $10 off the total. I'm putting together right now a list of holiday gift ideas from our products that I think would be awesome gifts for the crafter in your life, or, you know, awesome gifts for you to add to your craft Christmas list. Maybe a little stocking stuffer for yourself. I feel like I always end up doing the stockings in my household, and we celebrate Christmas, and so I always end up doing the stockings, which is like, I wish someone would do my stocking, but also I like to pick out all of my stocking stuffers. So it's nice to do that. Oh, okay. We've got some people that have to head out. So why don't we we'll announce the winner. Somebody give me a drum roll. Everybody be drum rolling with your pencil crayons, maybe. Oh, can you believe I used to play drums? Not with that action. Okay, Martha Jones, you are our winner of the $10 gift card. Congratulations, Martha. Congrats. Thanks for watching along live, everybody. I really appreciate it. It's so much fun to craft with you all and make a fool of myself live. So Martha, if you can send us a private message with your email, that would be awesome. And we will send you your card, your gift card virtually. Congrats. Okay, so now I'm just adding my blue in. And those mountains, same deal. Just adding it to like the crevices and kind of the shadowy areas. There we go. Got our mountains done. And again, I'm going to bring that color and fill in any open gaps on the edges. So I'm going to bring my blue and just kind of fill it in a bit with that star shape. There we go. Nothing serious. Fill in the shadow on the bridge and the reflection on the water. Thanks so much for joining. Glad you could pop in while you could. Well, hopefully we see you at the next class next Thursday. I'm excited for that one too. I honestly, I really like all of the cards. They're all different and different things to learn and play with and teach each time. And yep, not to worry, we will have the replay posted to YouTube for you to watch. I will try my best to get it up for the weekend. I will try my best. Okay, just continuing to fill in those shadows with my blue. Maybe the shadow along the edge of the path there. I'm coming from the church. We can darken that up a bit if we want. Looks icy. Someone should lay some salt down on that path because my goodness. Okay. And on the edges of the roof there. How's it looking? Just comes to life with that little bit of color. Is that it? I think. It's all the blue we really need to add. Maybe I will shade a little bit more. Hit those trees a bit too, right? In and around the background. Shade a little bit in those like deep shadow areas that's kind of like right along where the trees hit the snow on the ground. Just comes, really takes shape. Oh, and there's a little bit of snow on the roof of the church there in the steeple. There we go. Beautiful. I want more on my river or creek or whatever that is. There we go. Lovely. All right. Tons of crayons away. Now comes the dreaded bow. I think I'll use this one. I just whatever kind of raffia or twine or whatever. You could use any kind of ribbon you want. My favorite, pre-made bows, but we're gonna cut 2 lengths of our ribbon here. And just want to make sure that they're long enough so that I can kind of wrap it around the back and give myself enough room to tie a bow. So I'm going to be generous with myself here, and we can always trim it up after. Thanks for the the words of encouragement here. Ashley, thank you. Okay, and I'm going to, so we've got 2 lengths. This one is going to be way too long, but whatever. And I'm going to attach it with some sticky specks, but you can use glue if you want. And I'm just going to attach them to the back of this white card. You could use tape, double-sided tape. I don't see why not. If as long as it's, you know, strong enough. But the sticky specks work so wonderfully for stuff like this. So stick them on there. All those little glue dots just hang on real tight to your ribbon. So it's perfect. So just stuck down on the back and try and line it up so I get it stuck down on the same spot on the other side. Again, with my sticky specks, just pick some up. Line it up. And oh, got a stray sticky speck, get that off my finger. And just hold your breath and tie it. I don't think we'd be able to use, yeah, we can't use a bow maker on this one because it's flat. So we're on our own. Don't even have anyone to hold the middle for me. Hope you're all able to do it. Just in that spot where we left our opening for our bow. And there it is. I need we got to bring in a guest teacher. Oh, well, that's cute. I was going to say we need to bring in a guest teacher to teach us how to tie bows. Look at that. Oh, stop it. That's so cute. Okay. Make it a little bigger if we wanted. Make those loops a little bigger. Take up a little more space. Okay. Now just trim that. I like to trim my ends on a little bit of an angle. Cute. Now, if you want to, like I didn't tack mine down at all. But you could, if you wanted a little dab of glue or a little sticky speck in behind just to hold it in place, you could if you wanted. It turned out all right, didn't it? Okay. Now, all we have to do is mount it on there. That's it. And we're done. Pop it on. And I like to run my tape kind of just over top of the ribbon as well, just extra insurance to lock it in there. So it doesn't come slipping out on somebody, whoever receives it. Barbara, your cards went in the trash? Why? What happened? I'm sure they were fine. Okay. That down. And there we go. Mounted on there. All right. There. We've got them done and done. So we've got our shaker card with the beautiful little cabin in there. And our star. Cute with our little bow. Wonderful. So pretty. I will show you, actually, I have a couple more samples that I made. I used the ornament stamp to make a little tag, just stamped the top. See, this is using, I think the Versaclair ink. And you can see it's not nearly as crisp. What was this? I think it was the Versaclair. Not nearly as crisp as the VersaFine, right? You don't get nearly as much detail. So there, just use the bottom half of the ornament and a little sentiment. Some ornaments done up. They're just so pretty. Card with some gorgeous paper. With one of the ornament stamps mounted on there. This was one of the deer. I'm not sure. Maybe Corey can let us know if the deer is still in stock, but same artist. Oh my goodness. Same color scheme. So pretty. A tree, again, with some nice studio light paper. I love their papers. They always do like a watercolory style. And then we stamped in green ink. This was stamped with the Versaclair. We still got a pretty good stamp. In the green ink, and then let that dry, and then stamped over it with Versamark and added the Clear Mirage Sparkle Embossing Powder. Can you see that glitter on there? So pretty. Look at that. I love that Clear Mirage embossing powder. So nice. So lots of fun things that we can do with these stamps, with the stamp set. Tons of fun stuff. So thanks so much for joining me live. I hope if you were crafting along, whether you were working on this project or a different project, I'd love to see what you were working on during class, or if you're going to make it later on, share it in the Facebook group, Crafting with Ecstasy. I love seeing all of your work. So thanks. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, if you don't have all the bits and pieces you need to make the craft, you can shop what we used today on our website at ecstasycrafts.com. Under the little inspiration tab, you'll find everything you need for the virtual classes. And I hope I see you all in class next week, same time, same place. We are making our Nellie Forest Friends and our Lavinia little winter wishes card. I can't wait. It's going to be a ton of fun learning new stuff again, and getting to hang out and craft and socialize a little bit. Okay, so thanks so much, guys. I will catch you next time. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, I'll catch you next time. Until then, happy crafting. I hope you have a great day. Bye.